Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. Check out the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. We got a number of books that have joined up with us and have incredible sign-up offers for you to play hockey with that first deposit. Get on board. Go to the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. Click the link, sign up, and have some fun with us.
You're listening to the Hockey Betting Podcast with your hosts, Brian Blessing in Las Vegas and Cam Stewart in Toronto. This is the Hockey Betting Preview for Monday, March 22nd, 2021. And now live from Las Vegas, your host of the Hockey Betting Podcast, Brian Blessing.
All right, boys and girls, it's a brand new week of the Hockey Betting Podcast. We invite you to check out the website, thehockeybettingpodcast.ca, all the offerings that are there. Thanks to all the books that are there. Get the sign-up offers, click away. Come on in, have some fun with us. Brian Blessing and Cam Stewart as we start a brand new week. I've never seen the movie Snakes on a Plane, Cam.
No, I've never seen it either. I just feel this. In my house. Like imagine somebody came over. It's like, how you doing? I'll just wrap this wire around your throat here. And I got a headset here. Like it's just basic. I lights, a green screen. Like, how do I entertain Brian? Like, what are you going to do? Yeah, just put your plate on the soundboard.
You know what? Do you remember the old Saturday Night Live thing with Al Franken where he was the one-man broadcast guy? We had the satellite dish strapped to his shoulders. You should just staple rabbit ears to your forehead.
It might work. Yeah, I'm into trying anything, buddy. But yeah, no, it's pretty crazy here. It just got a lot of cords and plugs, and yeah, let's just say it's dangerous. Kind of like hockey betting, dangerous.
By the way, hey, I just got to start. Did you happen to see
what the Dallas Stars blow that lead on Sunday? Sure did.
No, wait a minute. There were 77 topics we could have talked about, and you go to the Dallas Stars
because I'm an idiot.
No, I have never seen this before.
Yes.
Did you see Keegan Colasar's fight with Wagner?
No, I didn't actually.
You've got to see this, Cam. They're going at it. And a whole lot of nothing. Left arm's extended. Colasar finally says, I can't reach him. So he tries a body shot. He tries another body shot. They spin around once. He feeds this kid a kidney shot. He goes down to one knee. Down on one knee and grabs his ribs. And he was down, and he could have knocked Rock'em Sock'em Roberts. He could have knocked his head right off his shoulders, and he just let him go, and the linesman came in. He dropped this guy. How often do you see the kidney shot boxing where the guy goes down and he can't recover?
Exactly. The hockey guy should use it more instead of just punching people in the face. That's where you get them, right? Like, think about how you wear your shoulder pads, right? There's that area between the half shoulder pad and your belly button area too. That's a good place. Nice and clean. You can get some flesh in there. It's interesting. Yeah, Brian, they should try to be like a hockey fight. It's usually get the jersey over the head and but you should try some different tactics.
I mean, he went to Jello and he went down. He went.
It hurts
he knocked the wind out of him, and he went to one knee and he grabbed his rib immediately. And Colasar's looking at him like, oh, well,
it's over.
I'm a good guy. I mean, because it's like the one arm he was using to defend himself, he grabbed his rib cage. Anyway, good old fashioned hockey fight. I'm like, but I don't remember a guy getting a TKO on a body shot.
It's a good point. No, that's the thing. Yeah, it's usually you knock the guy's face off or whatever. But hey, man, I got no problem with it. More body shots, actually. Good tactic. I got to give the guy. It's a smart move. You're right, though, Brian. When you're fighting a guy and you're trying to reach and do all those other things, I'm surprised more guys don't try to do the old body shot because you don't see it coming. That's for sure.
Well, I know you were a piñata when you played in juniors, but did you ever have the misfortune of dropping them?
Yeah. I told you, I wasn't really a fighter. I was more kind of like a Dave Andrechuk player, slow and lumbering, but with good hands. That was my game, Brian. I scored a lot of goals, but my skating was not great. That's why I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? I wish I was a lot faster. But I fought a couple guys. I told you, when we were playing the Burlington Selects, Eric Cairns was on that team, and he's 6'8". Yeah, that guy. So we're about the same age. He actually works with my buddy. That guy literally, at the end of the shift, he stuck me in the nuts and I punched him. I'm like, Oh God. I'm staring up at this giant. That's him using my face as a punching bag. I think he felt sorry for me. The guy just like, he could have killed me if he wanted to. I'm like, oh God, that is the wrong guy. The guy was a tough guy in the NHL. Like, of course I'm going to get killed. No, I've been beat up by the best, Brian, by the best.
So you were basically a redheaded speed bag.
Yeah, it was a speed bag.
Are you ready? Watch this
ready?
professional segue. You ready to punch away at these?
Yes, I am ready to punch away. Do you want to start with the Sabres or Sabres?
No, we don't. No, well,
no.
Let's
Where
go.
Do you want to start?
Rotation. Let's go. Edmonton,
Okay.
Montreal.
Okay, sounds good.
Montreal $1.20. Totals of mixed bags. A lot of mostly 6 over. Let's call 6 over the number here. And as we stand in the North now, we're looking at the Habs 4-2-4 in their last 10. And Edmonton's really gotten their act together, have they not? Now tied for first with the Leafs, although the Leafs do have 2 in hand.
Yeah, no, Edmonton's really figured it out. And you saw over the weekend they were down to the Jets. Actually, live bet them, Brian. They're another great team. Like we had Boston earlier on in the year. Edmonton's one of the best live bets too. Their power play's killer. When they're down by a goal or two, they're never out of it with McDavid and Draisaitl, and they're getting goaltending now. That's the thing, right? Koskinen was bad, but Mike Smith was out for a while, and now he's decent. That's the thing about Mike Smith. He kind of looks like the old Mike Smith from the Arizona Coyotes. He's been keeping Edmonton in games when they're not playing their best defensively. Here's the thing, though. Watch that Montreal game. Brian actually got a shootout over the weekend. Couldn't believe it. And I thought I won a $1,400 parlay. I was like celebrating and yelling and whatever. And we'll get to that. They graded my Carolina game as a win. So, and then they took all my money. They took all my money away because apparently Columbus beat them in a shootout. It cost me a $1,400 parlay. That's a story for another show. Montreal, though, they look better. They're playing better defensively. The goaltending's been good. Edmonton also, too, playing really, really well. I kind of like Montreal in a pick'em situation here, but I don't love it.
Hey, by the way, on the parlay story, just for giggles, real quick, as an aside, how cursed we all are, right?
My bad beats are out of the world now.
So yesterday, all right, real quick. Sorry, it's a hockey podcast. I'm talking to Cam here. I got Ryan Blaney at 20-1, right? Larson's winning all day long on a restart. Blaney passes him. He's got the lead. Once you get the lead, you can't get past. He gets a piece of trash on his grill. I'm like, you got to be kidding. So now he's 5 seconds behind. I'm starting to nod off with 20 laps to go, and I'm looking at the fractions. He's gaining on him like a tenth of a second every lap. Well, he goes by him like he's tied to a post. He came back and won. So I'm like, oh, my God. And then on a 4-teamer, and the reason I'll get back to the hockey part.
So you want to bet. That's a good thing.
I win the car race. So then the back end of a 14 parlay, I get an idiotic, like 9 points in the final 30 seconds of a basketball game, and they foul a 92 per Boeheim's kid. They foul a 92% foul shooter. If he makes 1 or 2, I'm alive. He rocks the second. He missed it. I'm like, I can't believe it. Miracle. And then the same thing on the back end to win the thing. I hedged back for the middle. I had an 11-point middle in the night game, the Oregon State game, and I get the dribble. They get, again, 10 points in 5 seconds, and I get the dribble out with 25 seconds to go to cover that by a half. But the moral of the story is it all started with, and why can't they all be this easy? The first leg of the parlay was over 1.5 in the first period of the Panthers-Lightning game. 4 minutes into the game, it was 1-1, and I clicked the channel off. The game was dead to me. 4 minutes in. Why can't they all be that easy?
No, you're right, Brian, but I'm going to tell you another thing, just watching these games. I'm getting really sick and tired of this video review, goals not being allowed, all this other stuff. They don't even get it right. Like, that's the thing. Like what did the Panthers need to do here in that situation? Oh, no goal. They took 2 goals away from Carolina on Saturday night. It was BS. It wasn't that, I'm like, what is this going on? Like, hockey used to be one of those sports where you're like, you get an honest effort. You know what I mean? Usually the refs are pretty good, but I got to be honest with you, this year, man, a lot of weird stuff's happening because more people are betting it now. That's why.
Well, I got news for you. The goaltender challenge thing determined the Golden Knights game with the Kings. Nothing game. Kopitar runs into Flurry, knocks him out of the crease, but Flurry swims back into the crease, but he's down and out. About 4 seconds later, they jam it in. They challenge. He's already back in the net, but he was really out of position. He was down and out. Because he got back in the play, they said, well, on the shot that went in, nobody had hit him. but he wasn't really in position to make the save. Anyway, DeBoer challenges. They say, nope, it's a good goal. They get a power play because he challenged. Bam, they score. Game 2-0. Vegas could never catch up. After the game, I asked DeBoer about it and said, he said the determination was McNabb pushed Kopitar in, but I think, honestly, it was because it had happened 4 or 5 seconds before. And then I asked him, when you look at those things, here's his answer. He said he had a horrible monitor behind the bench, and he was at the mercy of the in-house feed. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I mean, shouldn't everybody have the same thing?
Exactly.
It's like the NFL. They wear that if they have it sets on one side or down, the other side's got to go down.
Yes.
I mean, so he's sitting there looking at a crummy feed, but he said it was a bad challenge, and he took one for the team. But I said to him, when you watch stuff like that, when you look at it, can you learn from that for future? He says, I have to. He said, you better learn. So I give him credit. He fell on the sword. But the goaltending challenge actually was a determining factor in a hockey game last night.
It's been that way a lot, and no, it's just it's really interesting. Like, you used to be allowed to like stand in front of the net, do that stuff, and yeah, I don't know, Brian. Like, I don't know what's a good goal, a bad goal anymore. But we're here to make bets, and yeah, that Carolina game over the weekend, that was some of the worst like officiating I've ever seen, and it cost me $1,400. But anyway, I kind of like Montreal tonight. And here's the thing: these games, everyone thinks these North Division games are going over. If you can get a 6.5 out there, I would definitely take the under.
All right, let's do it. The Sabres are back in action. This team, I mean,
what do you do here?
Well, honestly, and I'm not making excuses for them. I mean, it's been a disaster, right? But it all started when the Devils brought COVID to town. It's when it unraveled.
Yep.
Now the Bruins come in. They don't get their games in with the Bruins, and Eichel's out. They trade Johansson to Colorado. Curious minds want to know, do the Colorado Avalanche have scouts? And then and tonight it's going to be Carter.
At least they didn't. No, if they traded for Hutton, I'm gonna cash out my Stanley Cup future.
No.
He's better. He's better than Hutton's. Hutton's the worst starting goaltender in the National Hockey League.
But literally, I mean, Sakic's sitting there going, "Okay, I know how I fleeced him in the O'Reilly deal." He's like, "Look here, hey, what are you doing right now? Nothing. You got 10 minutes? Yeah, come on. Let's look at the Sabres roster and let's just pluck something." You watch Johansson go on and get 300 career wins now.
Exactly. Turns out he takes Grubauer's job. But here's what
I like the over. I like the over in this game.
I like the over as well.
Hutton and Kincaid.
The Rangers are playing better. Kincaid actually played pretty good in his start with the Rangers. People thought he got fleeced. He actually stood on his head. As for Buffalo, you can't even take them as a dog. Give me the Rangers. Give me the over. Rangers parlayed. Got to find a dance partner, but yeah, that over looks good.
Oh, by the way, 13 losses in a row. And you know what? I shaved yesterday. And the reason I said, wait a minute, I said I would not shave until they win another game.
Oh, you have to go in public and meet like Marty and his hair and stuff like that.
Oh, Marty said hi. I saw Marty.
I miss Marty. So
all right, I said hi to Marty for it. But you know what? I said, wait a minute. I hate this. I mean, I said I would do it. But when games started getting canceled and now they're off for 5 days on
exactly.
I'm sorry. So I shaved.
Yep. No, you got that. That's a great point. You didn't have the intangibles of COVID, Brian. I'll let it slide, Gillette. But I will say, I don't know when Buffalo's going to win next. This Rangers team is really starting to figure out. That was a gutsy win. They blew the game against Washington, then came back. They're a dangerous hockey team right now. They're actually playing better defensively, but with Buffalo, yeah, you got to take over in their games.
Well, Hockey Night in Canada is a famous thing. I think when teams line up to play the Sabres, it's bonus night in the NHL.
Exactly, Dan.
I mean, literally all the GMs next year, when they're going to be signing contracts with guys in an 82-game schedule, okay, you get a $200,000 for 40 or for 40 goals, but it's based on an 80-game schedule because we play the Sabres twice. Those 2 games don't count.
I knew Buffalo.
All these guys are drooling. It's bonus night.
And the other thing about Buffalo was they used to be like good. Like when fans were around before COVID, like they beat the Leafs in Buffalo, and it'd be like a 7-6 game. Like they're bad, but they're new levels of bad. Like a team in the National Hockey League, that's the difference in this league. There's no Jacksonville Jaguars, but the Buffalo Sabres, they become this team. Like usually the worst team you could still bet on, you can't bet on these guys.
No.
They're awful.
You know it's bad when the cardboard cut-ups get up and leave.
That's supposed to be at the end, but Brian Blessing is on fire.
Carolina, Columbus.
Oh, okay.
Here. 60, Carolina.
I don't care if it's a $1.95. These idiots are going to win this damn game tonight. They should have beat Columbus twice. They pissed those games away. I'm telling you, I've already parlayed Carolina with so many things in the NCAA. Carolina is going to go into Columbus and win by 2 goals tonight. They are. And if they don't, screw them. This team is starting to really piss me off.
Well, okay, let me can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Well, it's a money management thing.
Yeah, I don't have any. You see my NCAA bets when I get into the sauce.
Well,
I'm clicking that button live so many times. Like, oh, geez, sometimes it's great and sometimes it's horrible.
But I guess my question is, you've hooked them in. They're driving you nuts, but you're convinced they're going to maul them.
Yes.
The puck line is plus $1.70. Why bring other games into the equation?
Yeah, good point, Brian. Or I could do both. Or I also like it in a parlay, right? Just on the money line. Say they go to overtime or something like that. It's this puck line stuff. It's tough. Sometimes these games have been pretty tight. Every time Carolina and Columbus get together, it is tight. But tonight, I think Carolina takes a lot of frustrations out on these guys. I do agree with you. I think they win by 2 goals. So I played on the puck line, parlay, everything. I'm all in on Carolina tonight. If they lose, Brian, give me a call because I got problems.
Calgary's at Ottawa. Nah, I'm there for you. You call. Give me a call if you need help.
Oh, I need a lot of help.
No, my
right now.
Here, you got a pen? You got a pen? My helpline. Here's the number: 1-800-I-812-SOUR. Okay, let's go to Calgary.
You're unbelievable. Ottawa. That price tells me Ottawa might be a live dog.
Let me ask you though. Calgary makes the coaching change.
Who cares?
But they're so. You don't even pay attention to them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they don't even exist. But let me just ask you, though. They are a game over 500. And as it sits today, they're only 4 points out of 4th.
Yep.
So there's a half a season left, or a little, just under a half a season.
Calgary's not making the playoffs.
All right. Well, that was the question.
Their goaltending's too inconsistent. Their defense stinks. They got good players on offense. They got speed. But they're just a weird team. You don't trust Calgary, right? They have games where they just can't score. Then they score, beat somebody 7-1. They're very inconsistent. I don't think they can string together a lot of wins in a row. I think Ottawa, listen, I'm not betting this game, but for people, be careful with Calgary tonight. Ottawa is kind of sitting there and waiting. And, Calgary played those games against the Leafs. That could be draining. Now Ottawa, I think they play Calgary pretty well, too. In the games they played, they beat them a few times. So I wouldn't sleep on the Senators tonight.
So, by the way, when Cam says Marty, he missed Marty. Marty is
from Yonkers.
Cam calls him Marty from Yonkers. He came in, haven't seen him in 2 years. Cam's met him. He went down to the Golden Nugget just to see him. Watched the Bonnies game, which is a disaster. So I'm blaming him. Marty's a mush. But so.
He is a mush. That's why I like him so much. He can relate.
I'm telling him all about Cam. We do radio shows together. And so, really, he can listen to us now. So we just picked up a listener. So nice. Here's the thing. Saturday morning, you sit here, he goes, I'm getting ready to go. He goes, anything in hockey today? So this is Saturday. I said, I played one game I really like. I said, Flyers, Islanders over. All right. Yeah. So Marty got the dough. They played back-to-back games, and we know we say over in the first, under in the second. It was the second of the set. You can't play the Flyers under right now.
Now you can't play. I agree with you.
So tonight's the third game, and honestly, are the odds makers, and certainly, can it be a 2-1 game? Yes, it certainly. But are the odds makers not asleep at the switch? How is the total in this game? 5.5.
No, you're right. And when you look at the Philadelphia Flyers, their goaltending situation it's panic level now. Carter Hart has no confidence. You see, the Islanders were up 3-0 in that game before it even started. Brian Elliott, he's been playing too much. He's a backup. He lets in 1 million goals. This Philadelphia team sucks. They're overrated. I can't believe, this is a team in the bubble. Philadelphia. I look at that team. They look old. Their defense is horrible. Their goaltending's abysmal. For me, it's Islanders and the over. That's the way I would play the game. But Philadelphia will be in a bad mood after getting slaughtered. But the Islanders are so damn good. And remember, Philadelphia had a lead against these guys 3-0. Islanders came back, tied it at 3, went down, and then lost that game. They're just a better team than Philadelphia.
Well, here's the thing: the Islanders, right? They lost a game or two recently, and they're all like up in arms. Barzal took a selfish penalty. They're 8-2 in their last 10.
Exactly.
I mean, they're not the Central Red Army team.
I know, exactly.
But they're really good. They're really good.
They are good. I actually like watching that. Like, people are like, oh, the Islanders are boring. Nah. The Islanders are great. They're the things that you like in a hockey team. They play attention to detail, defense. They're going. You know what, Brian? They're a scary team. Like, that's a team you don't want to play in the playoffs. I know Tampa Bay is amazing, and they should probably beat everybody. But the Islanders they're just like, they're a snake. They're like that python. They can squeeze you. They get a lead, and you could be in big trouble there. I like the Islanders in the over tonight.
Cam, you've always been a trendsetter. Hey, you could make a song out of that thing. Would you just do that? Nah. You can make a song out of that. What could we? You can come up with something there.
What for the Islanders?
The nah thing. I mean, could we make a song out of that? No, the Montreal nonsense. Or parlay. That's it. It's just. I shot one through the 5-hole there.
Buddy, I'm hunting. I have no idea where that puck is. Minnesota.
I want to see you in this. You're literally surrounded by lights and cables and wires. Hey, Cam, don't stick your finger in the receptacle.
Oh, I don't. Well, no, honestly, I'm scared. Mike's like, hey, I got this beautiful new headset. And I can't even hear anything. I told him to get the cheap one.
These are all the, we're surrounded by all these technical guys.
Yeah, these guys are too much.
No. I swear to God, Sam, common sense. Like, my brother's like a PhD, right? Smart guy. I don't know if he can find his way home at night.
Exactly.
All right, I'm sitting here. You're going through this whole thing, and these guys are, well, try this or try that. And I'm just sitting here listening to this circus act going, he can't hear you. You're talking to the ozone layer. He can't hear you. If he can't hear himself, he can't hear you.
Thank you.
These guys that are these technical geniuses are as dumb as the day is long, too.
Conference call, Mike. Conference call. Who are you talking to?
Cam, do this, do that, do this. I go,
hey, Mike, I got like 30 things in my soundboard here. Just put the brakes on.
He can't hear you. Look, while he's working on that, I'm going to go sit in my car and turn the ignition on.
Close the garage door.
I'm like, God almighty.
Okay, anyway.
Anaheim, Minnesota.
What do we do?
No. Anaheim, Minnesota.
We got other shows to do today. We got to pick up the pace.
I'm sorry. I missed talking to you over the week.
I miss you.
I love Minnesota, but Minnesota.
Did you lend me $3,000?
In Minnesota. Well, you had Jones, didn't you? You had the golf.
Yeah, I had Jones, but
Lisa. I'm sorry. Lisa had the golf.
Yeah, no. Yeah, my girlfriend's a better golf capper than me too. Like, why'd you bet it? Because of some rapper, Mike Jones. I'm like, these are the guys I like. She's like, take Jones. I'm like, okay. No, honestly, no.
So
I didn't really. I actually, you know what though? I get scared now. When Buddy was down one shot, I hedged a little bit. Who was it? Aaron Wise. When he got within one shot, I'm like, I don't need any monkey business today.
Well, the beauty is when you come in after the you go, man, what a great pick. How'd you come up with that? Oh, well, I analyzed the field. There are 140 guys, the wind conditions, the bear trap, this. And then I asked my girlfriend, she saw the National Geographic show that had a koala bear on it. That's how okay.
Pick the Aussie. You're right, buddy.
Minnesota is not a $2.40 favorite over anybody.
No, I agree with that. I agree. Minnesota got schooled, right? You guys think you're really good, and we were pumping these guys up. You know what? You got a dose of Colorado and a dose of reality here. They're going to be in a bad mood tonight. I like Minnesota to win the game. It's only to plus money parlays. You can't lay 230. You can't. I didn't even trust them on the puck line. I think they do win the game, Brian. I don't know what you think about the total in this game.
Well, I remember going to the weekend
over.
Well, here's the thing. All of a sudden, Anaheim is scoring goals now. 8-4. Remember we did the show with Phil Gray last week.
Yes,
and it was the game with Colorado.
That was a big game.
So why is this total 5.5? They scored. It was 8-4. Okay, the next game they come back, they beat Arizona 3-2, then lost 5-1. But the point is, Anaheim's starting to score a handful of goals now. With get Zegras and these kids in there. I think Anaheim's turning, and Gibson's worn down. I think they're a sneaky over.
Well, he is, because Ryan Miller's starting some games now too. It's like, and they're not going anywhere, right? Like that's when.
Oh, it's trade. That's Miller a fire. Time. That's a fire sale, by the way. They're going to be trading guys left and right.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Ryan Miller's awful too. Like, great career, but like, that's the thing. Like, father time catches up with everybody. I like the over.
It is Miller tonight. By the way, you know what?
Miller?
No,
oh, jeez.
Hold on. It's if it was the Kokkinen kid, I'd be leery. It's Miller and Talbot.
Oh yeah, over.
Don't you think?
Oh yeah. Yes.
All right. Colorado's got a stone in their shoe. They decided to tell people that we're the best team in the league if we're healthy. And all of a sudden they're acting like it. Laying 240 on the road. Yikes.
Pass.
That's a pass.
You know what? This could be a letdown spot too. Like, just beat the crap out of Minnesota. You go into Arizona, take them lightly. I don't want to bet on Arizona though, but I think they could be a live dog. They're plus 205.
Buddy, I think we got to call the butcher. Because, listen, we've had numerous games so far. We said they like but in the last 3 games, Colorado has scored 8, 5, and 6. They cover the 5.5.
Arizona doesn't score, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, but Colorado's covering 5.5 themselves.
I don't think tonight, though, Brian. I don't see. Oh God, you got me all over the place here, Brian. I see. It started with Mike. Tell Mike at the start of the show, don't talk tech stuff because it puts me in orbit. Like now I don't even know what I'm doing.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cam. You don't want me to talk facts to you?
No, they're facts. No, you. Wow, you're in a surly mood today too, Brian.
Yes, because I'm on the West Coast and you guys are sending me like 38 texts.
Hey, you guys. That's not me. He sends a back off. That's the group text. I'm not sending you anything other than I wish I could. You send me a pack of Marlboros.
You send me 28 texts to wake me up 25 minutes before we're doing this.
Exactly.
To then sit there to listen to you try to put the square peg in a round hole.
That is truly accurate. I didn't send the text though. The rest is true.
Winnipeg,
right.
Vancouver. But buddy, all right. I gotta be honest with you. That was painful the other night. I pulled a U. I said, this kid's onto something. In game, down a goal.
Oh yeah, it's the only way.
Plus 330. I got Vancouver at Montreal. They get 2 goals in the beginning of the third period. They're up. They're dominating play. The only way Montreal is going to score, they score right off a faceoff. All right. So it goes. I got cammed. It goes to the shootout.
Yeah, exactly.
It goes to the shootout, and the Canucks come in. They had 3 shots to win it. They had the last shot. They had 3 shots to win it, and all these guys come in going about 2 miles an hour, and Carey Price is laughing at them.
Oh, it's getting worse.
And they lose in the extra shootout.
Here's another thing. Why do you guys come in on angles? Go straight. It's so stupid. The goalie can follow you. Like, are you dumb?
The one kid that scored for Vancouver, he came straight down the ice like his hair was on fire and scored.
Brian,
when they go wide and weave.
Remember Brian Rolston, Blessing? Like, he used to remember Wild, like, had a wicked shot, play for the Bruins and the Wild. He used to come on our XM show. Like, I was a big fan of him, good USA hockey player. And he used to say in shootouts, the guy would score. Like, he just sat there, Brian, and like ripped a slap shot. And the goalie got like stunned. It's already behind him. Stop dicking around with it. Like, stop fooling me. These moves, they look stupid. They make them look stupid. Like, imagine sitting there in a sports book. He's like, these guys just coming in there. It's ridiculous. I needed Dallas for a parlay last night. Great. They blow a 3-1 lead. And right when it was a shootout, Brian, I just go, yep, right up to my book. Loss.
Listen, we identified that Demko is playing lights out.
Yes.
We made a lot of money on their run. All right. Now it's their first game home from a 4-game. The thing that's a killer, you watch at the end of the year, if Montreal makes the playoffs by a point, it's going to be because of that stupid shootout.
Yep.
Because that was Vancouver. That's the team they have to chase down. That was a killer loss for Vancouver, but they're playing better. First game home, they've got Winnipeg. We've seen them circle the wagons before. First game home. And then you say second game home is the one that's the banana peel. So I'm saying.
What do you think about the total? I think it's too high. With these teams, Winnipeg, Vancouver, this has got 3-2 tops written all over it.
Well, hold on. Yes. You got Demko and Hellebuck. I mean, how do you? Okay, yeah, I like the under.
Okay, good. What side? You like Vancouver?
I lean Vancouver.
Yeah,
I'm on board with you now in this goofball truncated season that it's the second game home is the banana peel.
It is. It usually is. But Vancouver has been one of those teams that's been good. But that's 6. I'm staring at 6 right now. Under. It's
okay.
I like the under.
odds makers paid attention here. Tonight we've got Vegas and St. Louis, right? And we're looking at probably Leonard, because Flurry played last night. Leonard played his first game back and won over the weekend. Gave up some big rebounds, but he was fine. But I'm telling you, Cam, there's something about when St. Louis and Vegas play. It's almost like mark it down. I don't know who wins. It's a 5-4 overtime game. They're the craziest games you've ever seen. And the odds makers are on board with this. They made the total 6, but I don't know how you could play the under in this game. The way these two teams, when they play head-to-head, it's a track meat. Now, Pacioretty was out last night.
Dude, it's 5.5, Brian. That's dude.
I see.
An idiot. Hey, Brian, I'll
let you. That was an accident. I'll let you get away with it, but just as a societal thing to fix. You know, I'm an older guy, as you well know. I call like 25-year-old guys sir. I hold doors for ladies. All that. I wasn't raised in a barn. You called me dude.
I know, that was brutal.
Which was a mistake.
It was.
I'm telling you right now, young people that you're out there, and do not call anybody older than you dude, boss, or chief.
I don't mind dude. Like, honestly,
you deserve a knitting needle in your Adam's apple.
I agree. And I'll tell you one thing. Out of those parlays of stupid things to say, the one guy who loses his teeth, chief. Chief is worse than dude in anything.
Boss.
I don't mind boss. Like, I don't know what it is. It's kind of like in jail when they say goof. It's like that's when you kill the person and you just like have somebody like rip his heart out.
and you can get away with it. He deserved it.
It's so funny because it's goof. You wouldn't think of it, but that's the prison word. I've been told that like sets people off. Chief, there's something about chief that makes my blood boil. Boss is kind of just, yeah, you're right. Boss and chief, it's a pick 'em. But they both suck. So what are we doing? Blues and Knights over?
I like the over. I
like the over too. What about the side? Vegas coming off a loss? They should be able.
Well, it's a classic. If you
give it to me, Brian, I need winners tonight. Who like this game? I'm having problems with.
If you Vegas has only had two, twice this year they've lost back-to-back games, only twice. So they do a really good job of not having a losing streak. But the classic hockey situation, St. Louis was sitting here in Vegas yesterday while Vegas was in LA losing. So, I mean, everything points St. Louis's way. And Leonard's playing.
Oh, yeah. I might take St. Louis on the over, but I like the over.
All right. And then the Kings at San Jose. San Jose's $1.35. I watched the game the other night.
I got to tell you, San Jose, the line's telling me they win this game. Everyone's going to take the Kings as a dog. They beat Vegas. San Jose got robbed in that game against the Blues, too. You saw Bugner? Didn't he go bananas? Somebody, on a face-off, it was some crap. Like, it was just so stupid. I don't even know what to say, Brian. I'm telling you, San Jose brings it all. California rivalry tonight. That line should be more of a pick 'em. It's a trap line. I like SJ Sharkey. Chomp, chomp.
Boy, this is stuff for our other podcast. But I'm telling you, remember when we got to fly here. All right, we're going to go. We're going to have to. All right, remember when we were kids and we go to hockey games, the 3 stars was a thing that actually mattered. You know what I mean? Like in the visiting team, the guy would lose it, would come out even in a loss and take a twirl. Like the 3 stars used to be a thing at a game. Like it mattered.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's like, I watched the Vegas games. Final score 6-5, all 3 stars, Golden Knights. Stop. Are you, come on. Are you kidding me? All right. Anyway, the other night, because this is about San Jose, Vegas beat him. I got to tell you something. When this guy's got his head screwed on right, and this is the problem, you don't know when. Evander Kane was the best player on the ice, and it wasn't even a contest.
When he wants to play.
When this guy wants to show up,
exactly,
he is a dominant force.
But he's got so many personal problems. You don't know.
I know.
It's like me. You want to talk about money management? At least I still I'm an idiot, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you make that kind of money. That kind of money.
I know.
I like Evander Kane too. When he was with the Jets, everyone's like, "Oh, he's not a good." He was nice to me when I met him.
You know who he reminds me of? I swear to God, he reminds me of Kovalev. And when Kovalev wanted to play, you just was like, well, he's going to do whatever he wants to do.
Great call. I mean, great call. And then he's the worst guy on the ice, just floating.
When Kane's got a stone in his shoe, I mean, like 7 shots on goal, punching guys in the face.
Right.
He's everywhere.
It's such a good point, Brian. Like, you're so Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Like and I'll tell you, I just hope that's the thing. I wish I knew the guy. I was his neighbor, and I know like when he's ready to rock, and then I could like make more money betting on or against San Jose. But I think this is a good spot for these guys. They've been snake bitten in their last game. They played Vegas tough too. LA feeling good about themselves after that Vegas game. I'm telling you, Brian, Sharks, the line's high. They're going to attract Los Angeles money. I've seen this movie before. I'm betting SJ Shark.
All right, let me just do one thing. They're 2 over 500 now, the Kings. I'll tell you think of the great stories that are out there. Minnesota, Evanston, Florida, Quinville. This LA batch, my God, if McClellan ever got them into the playoffs.
Yeah.
What a job he's doing.
Exactly. No, you're so right. And isn't it hilarious in sports, like these prognosticators? Oh, this team's supposed to be the worst team in the league, like fighting like for playoff spots. Oregon State Beavers, worst team in the Pac-12. Yeah, they win the tournament. Now they've won 2 games. Like, that's the thing, man. Don't believe the hype. Give these teams the eye test. And this should be a really good game tonight. What do you think about this total? I got to be honest with you. It's high for a reason. You're right. I kind of like the over, don't you?
Well, Peterson played great the other night, and Quick's no ham sandwich. I'm not a big fan of the game. I'll ride with whatever you believe. I'm. This one for me is because LA played yesterday.
Yeah. I like you're. Oh man,
it's a tough one.
It is. Just give me San Jose. I'm not screwing around with the total.
A line through it. Okay, let's go to Tuesday. It's the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. Please check the website and click on the banners. Great sign-up bonuses are there for you. We invite you to jump on and thank all the books that are there with us. All right, Jersey and Philly tomorrow, $1.80 on the Flyers. Again, please, they're not that good. They've got to play today. Jersey's sitting there watching the game. The total, though, I'm seeing there's no way in God's green earth. The suggested opening total for this game is 6.5. And I said you can't play the Flyers under at the moment. But if you get Elliott today, Hart at least has a shot of being good when he's home. I would go under the total. I agree with that. Because they're playing back-to-back nights.
And also New Jersey, they tend to play those games. Like you saw their game with Pittsburgh. Would they beat them 2-1 in overtime? Like New Jersey can play that low-scoring, suffocating. They look like they're getting back to the old style the Devils played. So I'm with you, Brian. I kind of also would look at New Jersey as a big dog in this spot, but I think the best play is the under. I agree.
Florida and Chicago, Cam, they are 3-0-1 to the over.
Here's what
4 games they played.
There's certain things, and guys, I got to tell you, sometimes I get lazy over the weekend. I got golf matchup bets. I got too many things going on. I have a girlfriend who, I love her, but she drives me nuts. Brian knows her. I got too many things happening. Parents taking care of them. And I forget to check the goalies. Always check the goalies. Takes 5 minutes. With Chicago, if Subban's in there, you just take the over. I've been looking, Brian, these backup tenders, some of them are just so bad compared to the other guys. Guys were on a heater for a while, but certain teams, it's really, really important. And be careful. Tampa Bay was one of those teams, they do the old trick. Say Vasilevsky, he wasn't going to play, and then he came in, and McElhinney. So be very, very careful. Check up to the last minute. Here's my take on this game. I like the Florida Panthers. They lost a heartbreaker against Tampa Bay. I think they actually got jobbed by the referees. I don't know. I understand why Tampa gets all the calls all the time. They're already a good team. Are you kidding me? Florida will go into Chicago and get that win. I like that price too. It's under 40 cents. Panthers. Wow.
This one's all you. I have absolutely nothing. I'm not even diving
Detroit
into
on
it.
Nashville. I hate Nashville. Nashville's starting to play well though. This is a problem now. They're beating Dallas. The other game they played? They lost to Florida, but they've been they're not a joke anymore.
They beat Dallas 4-3. They've won 3 of their last 4. They actually beat the Lightning 4-1.
Yeah. Detroit or nothing. That's the way I go there.
Yeah, that game's not even on the board as far as I'm concerned.
Pass.
I got one I love. It's coming up. Tampa Bay is $1.50 at Dallas. 5.5.
I hate Dallas. That team's on my list of things that I hate now. They really did me wrong on the weekend. I really needed that parlay. I actually had the Kings, made some really good bets. And these idiots blow a 3-1 lead. Tampa Bay. Also, that total's low for a reason. It's a trap. Take the under.
All right. Now, this is Tuesday, boomerang it back to Monday, which doesn't help anybody who listened to Monday and then comes back the next day to listen to this. Now I'm looking at this, and I might be changing my mind back on the Monday game. Colorado, Arizona with the 5.5. But here's the thing. We can't trust what the coaches are telling you in terms of who the goalies are going to be. But for argument's sake, if you get Grubauer and Ranta in the Monday night game, right now the projected starters for this game are Miska versus Aiden Hill. Mother of God. And if this game goes under on Monday night and they give you the low total, the game tomorrow night's the one that's going over. So I hope.
Yeah, and sorry, Brian, I don't mean to interrupt. Smash that game. But I will say this, for people not in the know, like me and you watch every game, Hill's like Miska is a bad goaltender. Hill's actually not that bad. But Colorado has so much firepower. Couldn't agree with you more. I'd actually look at
Miska's goals against is 4.16. They traded.
That's horrible.
I'm telling you, you know who's going to be until.
Actually, it's Johansson, right?
Well, hold on. It could be, because here's the thing: Francouz is still hurt. So, and they said they traded for Johansson, that he would start with the big club before they decide what they're going to do with him. So, on the traveling thing, Cam, it could be Johansson, but I bet you they hide him away from the team for a couple of days on the travel and the COVID stuff.
Yeah, if it's Miska, I'm going over, and I actually will look at Arizona, especially if they lose the first game to Colorado.
God, there's so much. I mean, honestly, in this season, there's so much to take into account.
It is. Like, I got to be honest with you, all these same matchups and stuff, it's playing with my mind now. Like, earlier on in the season, we were like kicking butt because it was just like a regular year. Now we're seeing the same team 9-10 times. It's tough, Brian. Like, Wednesday, let's take a look here. What are we going to do?
We got to go through a couple of new matchups. Let me just double check. No, Edmonton, Montreal is a rematch.
Buffalo, Pittsburgh, great.
Well, that's a newbie, and it's Buffalo, Pittsburgh.
Okay, and here's what we're going to do.
It's going to be. It's going to be.
I got something for the people.
No, hold on. Oh, I got it. Listen, you know what? I'm going to call my shot.
Buffalo.
I'm gonna call my shot. If the Rangers win on Monday night,
Sabres beat Penguins.
No, it goes to a 14-game losing streak. Breaking news. Believe me, this losing streak would not have been this if Ullmark had been playing. Ullmark has been hurt. Ullmark is on the trip. So I think Ullmark will start on Wednesday, and Ullmark will end the losing streak on Wednesday. And there'll be a $3 dog.
I agree with you, and I'm going to be jumping all over it and putting there. I'm going to take a chance. Here's the way we're going to attack Wednesday, guys. This is really hard because we tape it on Monday before the games, but Calgary, Ottawa, if Calgary wins the first, I would look to Ottawa, and vice versa. If Ottawa wins the first, Anaheim and Minnesota, we have the over in the first game. We might get better goaltending in the second game, Brian. Would you look at the under if it's Gibson and Kakkonen? Maybe. Edmonton, Montreal, tough game. Don't know really what to do there. Sabres could be our huge pooch. Down boy. LA and the Sharks. Anyway, yeah. What do you got?
No. Winnipeg, Vancouver is your angle. Here I am giving your angle. Winnipeg, Vancouver is Vancouver's second game home from the road trip.
Yes. So if Vancouver wins the first, we smash the Jets that night. Right?
Yes. It'd be if Winnipeg wins on Monday night, Winnipeg is the play of the night on Wednesday.
No, if Vancouver wins on
if Vancouver wins on Monday, Winnipeg.
Wow, we're both burnt out, eh?
Well, no, we just did.
Might put us in orbit this morning.
Well, we just did 3 days of hockey.
I know. I'm looking at Wednesday going, I don't even know what to do in the next minute. Any opinion on Kings and Sharks? None. Yeah, you know what? Buffalo. That's going to be our big, bold statement. If Buffalo loses to the Rangers,
I'll tell you what.
Ullmark starting, we're going to take a chance.
I'll tell you what I will do, because I think they're evenly matched. Whoever loses the Monday night game between the Kings and the Sharks, I am playing on Wednesday night.
I agree. 100%.
The team that loses the game will have a stone in their shoe, because the Kings are good with the circle the wagons and the desperation thing. Whoever loses, that's what I'm doing. Whoever loses, I'm going with the revenge that they get the split.
I agree 100%. I like the Sharks on Monday, so we'll probably come back to the Kings on Wednesday.
All right.
I think I'm getting sick too. This is great.
You've got.
We worked all week. It's just like, thanks. Come on.
Cam is sitting at his desk. He's got wires and lights and all that. You're getting. I think the radiation waves have finally after. You should be cut off after like 27 minutes of this.
It's a good point.
You know,
the radiation. Yeah, my sperm's already dead. So what are you going to do? You're just going to kill me?
Cam started this podcast with black hair.
Oh God, it's tough looking ahead to these games, though, right, Brian? But let's circle the wagons back to Monday because that's this is like the ones that we got everything for. So, what were our favorite plays? I like Carolina. You love overs almost everywhere, right?
Buffalo and the Rangers over.
Over.
All right.
Islanders still Hutton. Over.
Yes, those are my
Minnesota.
two.
You love the over.
I do think. Yeah, we said it was Miller. Yeah, Miller's playing over in that game.
And Colorado, Arizona, you like the over. Well, it's pretty simple, guys. Ding,
but hold on. Remember, the one thing I would say to the summary, I love the over in the game. The second game, if check the goalies in the Colorado and Arizona game, because if we get the backups tomorrow, that game's flying over.
I agree with that too. And you like the over in the Vegas St. Louis game? It looks
it's the butcher. It's a butcher day.
It is. So the only under I would look at the under in Winnipeg and Vancouver. And what's the other one?
What about Carolina Columbus?
Yeah, that Carolina Columbus has I think Carolina wins like a 3-0 game. I think they play great defense tonight, 3-1. They kind of play that game and then take a lead and they don't screw it up this time. Yeah, I do like the under in Carolina Columbus and love Carolina.
And real quick, just for today, let me just check. Calgary, Markstrom, and geez, that's the thing, man.
Oh, who's
the Gustafson kid,
right? So the Gustafson's coming back. Oh God,
you got to like Calgary there.
Yeah, I kind of like Calgary now.
You got just on the goalie alone.
Yeah, you're right. DeCord was actually not even that bad, but he's hurt. Yeah, it's Murray and Gustafson now, right? For Ottawa,
wasn't this guy working with the guy that beat the Hurricanes?
Oh, the Zamboni guy.
Yeah. Was this Gustafson driving a Zamboni 10 days ago?
He drives the other Zamboni at the MasterCard Center. Gustafson used to be remember he was good I think 8 years ago?
I think this is his son.
Is it? It's Gustafson Jr.
I know.
We're such dicks.
Oh, and
but you're right, though. That changes things with Ottawa.
I love you. You put a smile on my face to start a new week. That's the
you too, Brian. I remember it wasn't me who sent you the text. Blame Mike.
All right, we love doing it. Check out the hockeybettingpodcast.ca for all the information. Put a lid on it. Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. Hey, we hope you like what you're hearing. And if you do, hit the subscribe button and give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At the Hockey Betting Podcast, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling, an approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.